Hey guys, it's January 26th. That means we're reading John chapter 19, verses 16 through 30. This is the crucifixion scene. This is the scene in which we all know at Easter and Good Friday. There's not much to add on this that you probably don't know or haven't read. It's pretty straightforward, but we saw yesterday that Pilate handed them over to the Jews to be crucified. So they took him to a place named Golgotha, which is the Aramaic name of it. But most people would have called it the place of the skull. That was kind of its Jewish name. Basically a hill overlooking the entrance to Jerusalem. And so we learned that there's two other people on the side of him, just normal thieves that were already on death row. And so what's neat about John's account is that he spends a lot of time about this sign that's put above Jesus on the cross. It says, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. And not only does it say that, but it says it in Latin and Greek and Aramaic, basically every language that was read and spoken in that day. So not only is every person in and out of Jerusalem going to read this sign and know who it was, but every traveler, any passerby, anybody. And so this really offended the Jews. They wanted Pilate to be like, to put, no, he said he was. And Pilate basically kind of stuck it to him because the Jews are the ones that crucified Jesus. If you remember, he didn't want to crucify him, but they made him do it. And he said, no, we're gonna leave this as it is. And so it's kind of neat how this sign above him was literally reading the truth, that he was the King of Jews. And so we see that after the soldiers crucified them, they divided up his garments and casting lots, rolling dice. Fulfills prophecy. We see there the prophecy is sitting in there. He was woven in a one-piece tunic, top to bottom. That's prophetic. In the Old Testament. There's so much Old Testament prophecy when it comes to the crucifixion. And so we can see that as they're doing all of this, we see Jesus' mother, his aunt, and we see Mary Magdalene there along with disciples. And during this time, it says that Mary left. A lot of times in movies and things that we see, Mary's there to the very end. Well, actually, she was not. Neither was the disciples. They all left before Jesus died. So after they leave, we see that Jesus says he thirsts. They try to give him some sour wine, which is basically kind of an antiseptic, just put him to sleep, kind of null the nerves. And he didn't like this. And once again, that was prophetic. And it says that he says, it is finished. And he bowed his head and he gave up his spirit. He died. And so lots going on here, but it's amazing when we read the crucifixion is how much of this goes back to the Old Testament. And it's almost impossible for a Jewish person who would have clearly known the Old Testament, would have clearly known the prophets, that they could not see all of these things being fulfilled right in front of them to say that he truly was the King of the Jews. He truly was the Messiah. Guys, hope you're having a great day. We are almost to the end. Hang in there with us. A couple more days left. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.